What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Blueclouds Media. Football Menace Live, brought to you by Blueclouds Media. And I would say bonjour, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are reaching out to our sports news today. And what do we have on the chopping board today? Welcome again to Blueclouds Media Sports, where we discuss everything football and also the biggest match to the latest news, transfer rumors surrounding association football, and to be precise, Chelsea FC. Yes. What do we have on the table today? But before I go into do not forget to like and share, subscribe to Blueclouds Media Sports channel on YouTube or any other platform. Follow us too. If you're on X, follow us a platform, and also if you are on Facebook, follow us, and then you can also like a video. Do not forget about that. What do we have on our platform today? Chelsea news is always red and hot on this platform. Gyokeres says no to 73 million bid. Kepa on the exit door. Grant back in Africa. Ivan Grant is the one I'm talking about. Back to Africa. Hutchinson contract talks. We are up and packing it all on Football Menace Live, brought to you by Blueclouds Media. And I'm going to go over to the topics again. Chelsea transfer news. Like I said, a Gyokeres Gamble. Can Chelsea land their striker or striking target, or will it cost them 86 million? Kepa's future. Is Madrid just a pit stop, or is his career over at Chelsea Football Club? Like the Gyokeres Gamble, can Chelsea land their striker target, or will it cost them over 60 million? Grant retained. Can the exit Blues and ex-Blue Balls lead Zambia to African glory or African Cup of Nations glory? Hutchinson hostel. Will Chelsea tie down their promising young talent winger? Join us here in live stream as we get everything up and down for you. Burning Chelsea topics with the Football Menace crew. Stephen was supposed to join me, but unfortunately he's not here today. Also, you can ask your Chelsea questions and everything right there in the comment section below. Get expert analysis from me and my other guys that will join me later on. Yes, live Q&A. Ask your Chelsea questions now in the comment section below. Don't forget to drop your like as usual, and also like the video. We got to get this going, and as soon as we get back, we'll hit the ground running. Do not forget this platform that open arms for everyone out there who wants to be part of a sports discussion, especially Chelsea. If you're a Chelsea fan, as soon as you come across this platform, you got nowhere to go. Stick with us. We'll be right back in a second. Welcome back, you beautiful people, to Football Menace Live, brought to you by Blueclouds Media. My name is Nate Zion, and I'm here. I'm going to take you guys through the next half an hour of sports broadcasting. Chelsea make an offer to Victor Gyokeres. Yes, Gyokeres is the name. Sure. According to the Daily Mail today, according to the report from the Portuguese relayed by the Daily Mail, Chelsea have made a bid to sign the Gyokeres from Sporting Lisbon, offering around a fee of 85 million euro, which is 73 million pounds equivalent. However, in the Blues in the Blue, Burnley and Co. Sporting Lisbon have reportedly turned Chelsea's proposal down and appear to be holding out for the players 100 million, which is equivalent to around 86 million release clause. Also, Gyokeres want to remain in Portugal until the end of the season after only joining from Coventry. Now listen, Coventry City last summer. This is a player that was in the championship. Why did no one was able to scout Gyokeres? Why was no one able to scout Gyokeres? But before I go on with my presentation, let me preview or let me share my my information with you. I mean, what I have on my screen. Let me share that with you as we are here. I'm sure this is it. So, yeah, let me get a screen a little bit bigger. Okay, so yes, I was saying, why did no one was able to find or see that talent in England, but then he was able to make his way all the way to the Portuguese league for someone to get the best out of him? Is the English game too hard for too many players to be able to succeed? Yes, it is. It is. Arguably, you could say the most difficult league in the world. It has been proven that the English game is the most difficult game in the world. Can Chelsea gamble to spend that much money? You're talking about 100 million euros, 86 million pounds on a player of that. I think the money is too much. And if Chelsea really wants Gyokeres is the name, Gyokeres. If Chelsea really want Gyokeres, I think the right time to get Gyokeres will be in the summer, because January transfer window, lots of players have come in through the January transfer windows. And what people do, or what clubs do, is any player that comes of their football club, because you're talking about middle of the season. Players and clubs are looking forward to make it up to European competition. They're trying to make it up to win trophies. They're trying to make it up to qualify for a European position. So anyone that loses a talisman, which a top player, that player value goes high, because there is an explanation for why the value of that player is high. The value is high because this player is our talisman. That's the player that gets out the goals. So if you want my player to join your team, then you have to pay this amount for me to be able to release that player to you, which makes, and there's no much competition. You get what I'm saying? There's no much competition over there. So when that's the advantage to clubs that want certain players. The disadvantage is there's no much competition. The price tag is always high. There's no much. There is a lot at stake for every club to own, to be able to hold this player, because they say we have a competition to fight for. So you are not leaving to this club. So because of that, they hype the price. So if Chelsea, I've seen this player, I've seen him played, and he looks electrified. He looks very, very terrific playing for Sporting Lisbon, ex club that Cristiano Ronaldo was coming from before he moved to Manchester United. So they have shown Eric Larsson, either Celtic. I think Eric Larsson is Celtic, but FC Porto have produced lots of quality players in the past. And another one we're talking about today is Gyokeres. Gyokeres, who used to be in the championship, is the player. How much did they spend on him? I think it's around 3 million or 4 million. Now Chelsea have to pay 100 million. Why is Chelsea overpaying all the time? If Chelsea really wants him and they believe they can get Gyokeres, why don't you wait in the summer? Well, in the summer, Chelsea also prioritizing Victor Osimhen. You get what I'm saying? Victor Osimhen. Nigerian striker who Chelsea want. So, but do you think that Victor Osimhen will be the right guy for Chelsea Football Club? It's a big question to answer, because not every striker have been able to move to the Premier League and being successful. So if Chelsea want a short term, if Chelsea really want a short term player that can come and help, I would think that either Roberto Firmino, and what's his name again, Benzema will be the preferred player, in my opinion. Those players will be the preferred player. I think that they can bring in for a short-term purposes. You can argue that, okay, Jackson is not pulling his weight, but Jackson is a bit raw. And if you were talking about raw player, Gyokeres is the same. Gyokeres has the same race, also a raw player like that. We see good highlights from him on social media, but doesn't mean he can cut it when it comes to the Premier League. It doesn't mean he can do it. Premier League is a different ball game. It's a different animal, where lots of players have proven that when they move into the Premier League, they struggle. So I'm not so sure. The price tag for Gyokeres, as he wants and as the club wants, to me is too much. Too much of a money for Gyokeres, in my opinion. I don't know what you think. I don't want to be, I don't want the club to be in a panic mood. But I see Chelsea bringing in a player, probably, let's say, a week to the end of the transfer window. It wouldn't be now. It wouldn't be now. I see it to be getting close to the end of the transfer window. A player will come in. Is it going to be a centre back? Is it going to be Jean-Claude Todibo? Is it going to be Silva from Sporting Lisbon? Is it going to be another African player that we've talked about? What's his name again? Another African player that we did talk about the other day. Is it going to be him coming through the door in the January transfer window? We don't know yet, but we are yet to see. Gyokeres, another player. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are on should Chelsea keep chasing Gyokeres or move on from him? Does it really worth it? Gula Mustafa, big up to you. Nice to have you back on the show today. I'm going solo today, so guys, if you come, you don't hear any other voice, it's gonna be just me for this. It's my show. It's Nate's show today. So no worries. We got things going right now. Should Chelsea keep chasing Gyokeres or move on? Yes, move on. Move on. So yeah, Victor Osimhen, like I told you guys, it is a guy for the summer. Same thing. If you want Gyokeres, it will be another guy for the summer. But for now, if you want someone that can come in the short term to fix things right now, I'll go for Karim Benzema. And Karim Benzema, according to reports also that I've seen in the newspapers, is Arsenal are also prioritizing a 30 million. It will cost 30 million fee for half a year, or for the rest of the season, to have Karim Benzema in your football club. And if you guys have seen, we Chelsea have brought in lots of players in the past in the January transfer window. Yes, in the January transfer window. If I talk about the January transfer window, a lot of Chelsea fans might not know. In the past, they've been players like George Oponvia, Dembaba. Dembaba have also been there. Fernando Torres have been in the January transfer window. They go on. They're not that spectacular. Those January transfer windows hasn't been that great for Chelsea. If you talk about Dembaba, you talk about Olivier Giroud. Olivier Giroud was exceptional. Olivier Giroud was one of them that came through the door. Also, we have what's his name again? Ivanovic also came through in the January transfer window. George Oponvia came in through the January transfer window. Who else am I for? Can I remember? Came through the Scott Parker. Scott Parker also came in through the January transfer window. So quite some players, and I know a lot of you guys don't even know that these players they came through the January transfer window to Chelsea. You might hear them playing for Chelsea, but you don't know exact time that Chelsea brought them. January transfer window is not the right time to bring players in. You can bring a player in and you expect the player to hit the ground running. But if that player doesn't get it going, it becomes a liability for the football club because the player one, this is where you have to put in concentration. The player has to adapt. Adaptation is not that easy. One, adaptation to the language, the food, the culture. In all the food gets into it's a subset of it. The culture is also very, very important. Language barrier is also very important. You bring in a player who doesn't speak English at all, it will struggle unless the player is a world-class player. World-class player doesn't really take that long for them to struggle. And when I talk about world-class player, I'm talking about players that have played like multiple football clubs and they've been successful. They continue that they have that consistency. Let's say a player play Real Madrid, he has that consistency. He moved to Bayern Munich, he has that consistency. He moved to maybe IB Leipzig and still have that consistency. Those players doesn't take that long for them to be able to adapt to any circumstances. You get what I'm saying? You're talking about Diego Costa. Diego Costa moved from Atletico Madrid. As soon as he got to Chelsea, he didn't find it difficult because he is a world-class player and he's made it in a different level. Players like Didier Drogba. Didier Drogba, from my understanding, he was coming from Olympique Marseille. He was good, but not that world class until later in the season. In the first half of Didier Drogba's season at Chelsea, he wasn't good. It took him time to adapt, to understand how he has to play. Philosophy is also very, very important. He has to understand how his teammates play. So there's a lot of things for a player to learn or to adapt to when they move to a football club. So that is what I'm trying to say here. So Gyokeres is a player that I don't think that if they want 100 million for him and they rejected Chelsea offer, an offer of 80, is it 85 million pounds is what they're saying. I think it's too much. It's too much money. Yes, and I'll say you should expect that amount coming out because January transfer window. I'll repeat myself again. Lots of clubs are very, very skeptical or very scary of moving the player on because this player played role in their title aspiration. If you're coming for a Sporting Lisbon player, maybe Sporting Lisbon is looking forward to qualify for Europe. Maybe Sporting Lisbon is looking forward to win a specific trophy in the season, and their talisman is Gilchrist. And Gilchrist is the guy that is going to win them that trophy. He's the guy that banks in the goal. Maybe the substitute attacker is not as good, it's not as prolific as Gilchrist is, but he's also raw. So in that instant, what do? They will hype the price. So if Gilchrist go, they wouldn't miss a whole lot. They will miss a whole lot for Sporting Lisbon. So that is what is going on. Why the price tag is so huge. So, guys, let me repeat myself again. If you're watching us wherever platform you are watching this video from, we are streaming live on YouTube. We streaming live on X and also Facebook. Blueclouds Media on Facebook. So, if you want to be part of our growing viewers, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on all that platforms. So, also, if you find this platform on any other platforms like Twitter, someone else, do not forget it's me, your main guy, me, streaming live on this platform. So follow me, and like our video, and support the channel, support the platform. I'll be very, very happy if you guys can do that. I'm trying to find a picture of Gyokeres that I have in my picture list, but I'm finding it difficult sometimes when you're doing this all by yourself. The attention attraction is all on you, and you find it a bit difficult, but I don't think it's that difficult. Hopefully I can find his picture and put it on the screen because I've been talking about him for a while now. Also, we have on the list, we'll be talking about Omaro Hutchinson. Yes, Omaro Hutchinson is on the bill. Kepa Arrizabalaga also on the list to talk about. Kepa Arrizabalaga, as at this moment, Chelsea will be willing to let Kepa Arrizabalaga go. Why? Because he's out of favor right now. I don't know if Gyokeres is the guy I put on the picture. I don't know if Real Madrid will pay his price tag for him. So, guys, so we are live on Blueclouds Media Live, brought to you by Football Menace Live, brought to you by Blueclouds Media. Who do we have on the board? I think no one else. But yes, don't forget to drop your comments in the comment section below, and also let me know who you think that will go through, will come through Chelsea in this January transfer window. Predict whom you think. Is it going to be a defender, center back player, right back player, left back player, or an attacking player? These are the key positions that Chelsea are looking forward to fill. So if you have anything in mind, any player in mind you think that will be the first player to go through the door, let me know in the comment section below. And also, if you have any question regarding our transfer topics for the day, please do me a favor, drop it in the comment section below. I'd love to give you my expert analysis and or maybe my view on your specific question. Remember, we keep it clean. We keep it clean on Blueclouds Media, or we keep it clean on Football Menace Live, brought to you by Blueclouds Media. Next on the bill will be Kepa Arrizabalaga. So, guys, so don't go anywhere. Stick with us as we take you through the next half an hour of sports broadcasting, brought to you by Blueclouds Media. All right, guys, so welcome back to Blueclouds, so Football Menace on Blueclouds Media. And the next guy we're going to talk about is Kepa Arrizabalaga. Is Kepa done at Chelsea? Who could replace Kepa Arrizabalaga as number one? And remember, Chelsea brought in Sanchez from Brighton, and Sanchez used to be Brighton third choice goalkeeper, either second choice goalkeeper or third choice goalkeeper. Sanchez is the guy that is our number one at this moment in time. And my question is, who? This is the guy that we brought in the summer window. We brought him from Brighton. Chelsea have given lots of money to Brighton Football Club. Kepa, at this moment, Chelsea are ready to sell Kepa, 29-year-old player, for just a fee of 17 million. If you guys can remember how much Chelsea spent on Kepa Arrizabalaga, Chelsea paid 70 million for Kepa Arrizabalaga, and at this moment, Chelsea would be willing to sell him for 17 million. Chelsea loaned out Kepa Arrizabalaga to Real Madrid in the last transfer window. Kepa Arrizabalaga, so Chelsea's career now looks all but over. Thought of 29 years old remaining at Real Madrid seems unlikely, because if you guys watch the I think it is the Copa del Rey finals that took place in the Middle East, Kepa Arrizabalaga was on the bench. He was on the bench. It wasn't that he was injured or anything. He wasn't injured. He was just out of favor, which he was being used. They used somebody else in the goalkeeping department. I forgot his name, but it was somebody else in there. So like I said, Kepa Arrizabalaga, Chelsea's willing to sell him for a fee of 17 million euros. Do you think it's a fair price? Chelsea have lost a lot of money, but it happens. This is football. That's the business. You can buy it. That's why you have to be very careful in how much you're paying for a specific player. If you think you can buy each and every player that high and sell him for extra profit, it depends on how the player performance goes at your football club. Kepa Arrizabalaga have made lots of mistakes, and he's not that standard as Chelsea saw him with, I think, Villarreal from the Spanish league that Chelsea brought him in. But then he was going to go on loan to Bayern Munich, but then there was another option. As soon as what's his name again? As soon as Courtois got injured and the space was open, he just jumped into it. Chelsea loaned him to Real Madrid to help out, but then he still keep making so many mistakes, and Chelsea will be willing to sell him. And I don't see him coming back to Chelsea again. He can come back to Chelsea, but Chelsea, he's not going to be the number one. Chelsea have to find these are some of the key areas that Chelsea have to fill in. The goalkeeping department, Chelsea have to fill someone in there. The right, I think either left back. Chelsea will be looking for a left back and a world class striker. So those are the positions that I feel like Chelsea have to fill in. Most of them have to be in the summer. It won't be now. Yes, most of these positions have to be filled in the summer, not now. So we'll look into that. We'll look into that aspect. Also, we'll be looking at Avon Grant. If you guys know Avon Grant, can Grant succeed with Zambia? No, not Zambia. Sorry, Grant is now with I think Ivory Coast. Yes, Ivory Coast in the African Cup of Nations. A couple years ago, Ivan Grant, if you guys can remember, he went to the finals. I think either 2008 finals that Chelsea. Either 8 or 10, I can't really exactly remember. He took Chelsea to the Champions League final, but Chelsea lost to Manchester United, if you can remember. Ivan Grant, also a very good coach in certain level, but now I think he's a coach for at the Ivory Coast, and can he lead them to African Cup of Nations glory? Time will tell. Ivan Grant still got it. He still got it within him. He took Ghana also to the finals of the African Cup of Nations a couple of years ago, but couldn't win it. Ghana lost it in the finals to Ivory Coast. Chelsea should prioritize extending Omaro Hutchinson's deal at Chelsea. Yes, Omaro Hutchinson. Guys, if you guys don't know much about Omaro Hutchinson, not everyone will know because he's on loan to Ipswich. Yes, Omaro Hutchinson have been a very good player for Ipswich right now, and another player that Chelsea bought him in a very cheap price, and he's playing very well at this moment. I think he's registered 3 goals and 3 assists so far for Ipswich, if I can remember by my notes. Yeah, Omaro Hutchinson is entourage are very confident that the winger will definitely talk to Chelsea over extending his contract at the football club. He's very young. He's at the age of 20 at this moment. The 20 years old is currently on loan at Championship side Ipswich, like I said earlier, on town, and has played 30 times so far already for the football club this season for the young boy, and has been directly involved in 6 goals, scoring 3 times and assisting 3 of them. His contract at Stamford Bridge is due to expire in the 18 months time, and there have been talks, just they haven't been in the match talk yet with the Blues over extending his contract. But I think that another player that Chelsea have to watch out for. He is good. He didn't have his debut with Arsenal, but he was able to have his debut with Chelsea, which I love what Chelsea is doing with these young players. Not all of them. Remember, Chelsea are trying to beef up and they're trying to tell the academy players that, look, if you guys don't live up to expectation, we will bring other players, young players from other leagues or other countries to put the competition. So now it's like a competition between the local players and the young players coming from other countries. So we talking about Kendrick Pierce, who Chelsea have already signed, and then the Diop player, another 17 years old player coming from Senegal that Chelsea have also signed. Lot of them. We have Diego Morero, and also we have a lot of players playing for Nice, young players, and I believe that it's the right time and the right thing that Chelsea are doing. Focusing more on young players. Chelsea have spent so much money over the years on senior, ready-made players. Ready-made players, they will do it, but they won't do it for long. Big up to you, DJ Sav. DJ Sav, nice to have you there back again on stream. Let me know how you're doing, DJ Sav. I hope the whole family is doing very well. I'm back again live discussing. I've been discussing some more topics today. And if you're just joining us, guys, I can go back and then refresh. Repeat what I said earlier on. Should Chelsea keep chasing Gyokeres or move on from there? And I've explained why Chelsea have to move on and why the price tag is 100 million. Because this is not the right time that you can do deals of that magnitude. They will prioritize Gyokeres to be their number one talisman who is getting Sporting Lisbon goals. So if you sell a player like Gyokeres to another club, remember you'll be losing out on if your team is trying to make it up to Europe, if your team is trying to qualify for European competitions for the next season. You're missing your number one striker that scores you the goals, and also you'll be missing on a player that can help you win domestic trophies if that is your aim. So Sporting Lisbon put all those into consideration and say, okay, our price tag is 100 million on Gyokeres. We can't sell him any cheaper. But if you want to get him, this is our guy, 100 million, put it down. So even though they miss out on the trophy or even qualifying for Europe, they have enough money to pay over the cracks. So that is what I'm discussing here. And also, I did discuss about Arissa Balaga, Kepa Arissa Balaga. Is it done at Chelsea? Who should replace Kepa as the number one Chelsea goalkeeper? And I've said that it's about time Chelsea have to bring in a world-class goalkeeper. I've talked about Diego Costa from the Portuguese league. I've also talked about we've talked about All Blacks in a long time, but I don't think All Black is out of the system now. Should Chelsea also see if they can bring Ramsdale in? That's another player I'm throwing on the table, so we can weigh and look at it. Who will be a preferred goalkeeper that Chelsea can bring in? And also, I did talk about Ivan Grant, an ex-Chelsea manager who is doing well on the African terrain and African soil. A couple years ago, he took Ghana to the African Cup of Nations finals. Now he is with the Ivory Coast. He have won his game and he's still moving on. He still got it. And I'm not saying Chelsea should go and bring him back. Yes, Ivan Grant I think he's from Greece. Yeah, he's Greece property. DJ Sab said, where is Steven today? Steven has an emergency, so he has to attend. Unfortunately, Steven couldn't make it. He has an emergency. He has to attend. Big up to Gulam Mustafa from DJ Sab. So, DJ, if you're free and you want to join me here, only if you are, but DJ, if you're not free, do not worry yourself. You know I'm always here every day. But yeah, these are the topics that I have on the table. And also the last one that I'm about to talk about is, should Chelsea prioritize extending Omari Hutchinson contract? As I said, he has had 30 games for Ipswich so far, and he has directly involved in 6 goals. He has scored 3 goals and assisted 3 of them. So this is another young talented player who had his debut with Chelsea. He never had his debut with Arsenal, but then I love what Chelsea are doing, giving young players like Omari Hutchinson debut. Chelsea have given that chance to a lot of players. So we saw also what Chelsea is doing with Cole Palmer. It will click, it will work. But I don't know if the manager that we have now is the guy that can make that happen. I'm not so sure. He, tactical wise, it's a little bit there, but the only thing it's pulling this team back is, what has this manager won? What has he win? And does he have the minerals to be able to take these players to the next level? It's all about time. No one knows. It's all about time. DJ Sub says, send us the link, please, when you get a chance. Sure, brother. I will. So, guys, whoever is watching, we got 6 of us watching live on YouTube at this moment. We got 3 watching live on X, and I think we have 4 of you watching live on Blueclouds Media on Facebook. Well, whoever is watching, guys, if you found yourself on Facebook, but you're more or less on YouTube, you can jump on back on YouTube. Subscribe to Blueclouds Media channel if you haven't, and also remember, drop your like on the video. We're trying very hard. If we can make it by maybe the middle of the year, if we can make it to 10,000 subscribers, you guys are doing a very, very good job so far. Share the link for me too. Share the links on other platforms that you can find yourself. It will help the channel a lot. But let me send the link in there. DJ Sab is ready. He wants to jump on and help his brother Nee out here. a bit, he has a little contribution he can put on, and I'm always ready to. And also, guys, do not forget, we don't discriminate on this platform. Everyone's comment is very, very important, and we keep it clean. Keep it clean as usual. So let's keep it clean, guys. Let's keep it clean. All right, so let me see. Okay, DJ Sav is not there yet, but guys, I've discussed a lot of topic on the show so far. So whichever one you're interested in, I'll say one more time, drop your comments in there. You have any question, I'll take my time and give you my honest analysis on your question and give you a fair answer to it. We have our brother in the studio, Mr. DJ. He's a Chelsea legend. You know, if I call him a Chelsea legend, he didn't play for Chelsea, but he's been watching Chelsea for ages. So he knows a lot of the football club, and his expertise will mean a lot to us that are listening. So DJ, welcome back to Football Menace live on Blueclouds Media.
Big up to you, Nee. It's a pleasure being here as always, bro. I hope you're keeping well. Thanks for having us on.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure as always to have you on. You know, you mean a lot to me when you come on the show because of your knowledge with Chelsea Football Club, and your expert analysis in this field is also very, very important. So DJ, I've discussed a lot of these topics. I'm not sure which one you really want to react on.
Yeah, sorry, Nee, I didn't get a chance to listen to all of them. I know you discussed the Murray Hutchinson. I think you discussed the goalkeeping situation as well with Kepa. You know what I mean on the Murray Hutchinson situation. For me, look, listen, he's out on loan. He's doing pretty well out on loan. Would I bring him back to Chelsea next season? I probably would, bear in mind of our situation with our players currently. I think he's a kind of player I think that has learning his trade very well, and yeah, if he's good and ready, and the club think he's ready to come back, I would definitely for sure bring him back. But he needs to obviously make sure he's going to be guaranteed some game time, not just come again and sit on the bench and get left out, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. It means that his entourage, his managers and, agents have to make sure he will be guaranteed game time. Not, he won't be that many, but if you understand, okay, cup games and a few here, Premier League, I think that this guy can compete with the likes of Raheem Sterling, with the likes of Mahalo Modric on the left-hand side, which is his preferred position. I think there's a competition there for him. None of these players have really sealed out or nailed out this position. So I think that DJ Sav, there's chance for him. If he comes in, he can prove what is worth. If he can make it in the January transfer window, I don't think he can come back. Probably it's a season loan. So maybe definitely I will see him in the preseason. And if he prove himself very well during preseason, which we all know, we saw lots of players that played very well in the preseason, but still we could not, they were not able to make it to the senior team or the Chelsea team for this season. Who knows? Maybe in the summer we'll tell. But I think that they have to. He has to sign a new contract if he really believes that Chelsea is the football club for him.
Yeah, spot on, the and I think with our situation, I can understand what you've said about Modric. I just think Modric is just unlucky for me personally. I think he every time he does come on and he does play well for us, for some reason or another, Poch decides to drop him out of the game, he drops him for the next game, and I don't know what that does to a player's confidence. If you're a player and you're on a high for doing well in a previous game, you want to continue on with that. But when the manager comes and drops you for whatever reason or another, it can also set a player's mindset as well. And let's be real here. For me, Modric is a confidence player. I think he's one of those kind of players that needs a manager to put his arm around his back, around his shoulder to say, look, I believe in you. I know you can do well. Go out there and prove it. You're young. Show what you did when you were at Shakhtar Donetsk. Those 2 goals that you scored against Real Madrid in the Champions League. You've got it in you. You've got the aura to do it within you. Believe in him a bit more. But I think when the manager does not do that, I think any player, regardless of who you are, loses confidence a little bit. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I don't know why he keep dropping him. If this is the guy that Chelsea have spent lots of money on him, there were a lot of clubs also looking at him, yeah. And if he was able to move his way to Chelsea, and he makes a few mistakes, which I do understand as a layman who hasn't coached before, that players are allowed to make mistakes, because I've said it many times on this platform. Chelsea is not in for anything. We're not in for any top trophy in Europe. So why wouldn't you use this time to rebuild the team? Use this period this season, to rebuild and then fight for honors next season. So if he makes a mistake, one or two mistakes, allow him, give him game time, give him more game time, let him build on his confidence, and then he comes back. But it looks like players make a mistake, they don't return again. And a player of Modric, who's have lots of issues with his country, going through war, and then there's a lot going on in his mind. He's got family who may be far away from him. Maybe he's all alone in England, but he makes mistake and he doesn't get game time. How is he going to build up and get that consistency and be the Modric that we want him to be? Obviously, it's not helping him. So like I've said, the position is not stable yet. Everyone can come in. Raheem Sterling himself, he hasn't nailed that position yet. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Sterling is on a lot of money, and coaches will play him because he is on high wages. But I think Hutchinson, even if it's not ready, he's still very young. DJ, he's 20 years old. If he doesn't come in this summer, he's got lots of time on his side to come into Chelsea and make do something.
Oh, 100% Nee. And I'll also put that shout out to Angelo Gabriel as well. I think he's been doing really well on his loan spell. I think he's been one of the best players in that league. And he's another player who has to come back. I think, and again, if we go on to next season. Again, if this kid is not getting an opportunity to play, then there's only going to be one thing: are we going to sell him for profit? Because I think a lot of these players that we brought in, I think are going to be sold for profit. And this is what the worst thing of all. And a lot of these players, I think, can be good. I mean, I think Santos, for me, showed why and what he was doing well in Brazil. He done well in the under-21s for the World Cup for Brazil. I think he scored about 7 goals in that tournament. He comes to Chelsea, not even given an opportunity, and
the captain from the 21.
Yeah, the captain. He gets sent out on loan, to Nottingham Forest, who clearly had no use for him. He's now come back to Chelsea. God knows what's going to be his fate before the end of this window shut. There's a lot of talk that he may still go out again on loan. I mean, it's just a lot of these players that that we're bringing in. And look, I've said it before, Nee, you can't build a team with youngsters. I mean, Arsenal have tried to do that for years and years and years. You need to have experience alongside these players. And I think that's what we're lacking in this Chelsea team at the moment. You need a leader in there to talk to these players, to make them understand this is what what it's like to be, and what it's like to wear the Chelsea badge, how you perform for the football club. But unfortunately, when you don't have that in your team, and your only leader you've really got is like 40 years old, and Thiago Silva, that is, where do you go to next? You look at Reece James, you look at you look at Ben Chilwell, you then look up to players like Raheem Sterling as well, who are in that age bracket, if you like. But we know Reece James is hardly fit. He's hardly playing because of his injuries. And Chilwell's another one who's injured. So, what do you do? What do you do as a football club? You think, where do you look to next for these players?
It's a very, very difficult situation. Difficult question to try and answer. Very, very difficult. Too many young players who haven't really established themselves. It becomes very difficult for them to gel, because we know no one has won the Premier League with young players. No one, just young players. No one in the Premier League, and it's not that easy, DJ. All right, so I think we should be done with the Mario Hutchinson. Guys, if you're watching us live on Blueclouds Media on YouTube, do not forget to drop your like. If you haven't subscribed to our platform, this very, very authentic platform, and we keep it raw. No gimmicks, guys, no gimmicks. We keep it raw. We keep it with, we have expertise and give you honest analysis on some questions that is going on around the social media platform. So yes, also, we keep it very, very respectful on this platform, and we don't discriminate. One thing, We don't discriminate on our platform. So if you're watching us, do not forget to drop your like on the video, drop your question or your Chelsea questions or any other questions that you have regarding transfer, striking, and who do you think that will come through the door first for Chelsea Football Club? Is it going to be a striker? Is it going to be a midfielder, a left winger, or maybe a left back? Which of these positions do you think will come through the door? And I feel like a player will come in when the window is coming to an end. That's how I predict. That's what I'm predicting. It wouldn't be right now. They'll keep bargaining. They'll keep fighting over it to get the best deal. And from what I'm hearing, DJ, I heard that Benzema has also been linked to Arsenal Football Club, and it would take almost about 30 million for this player to be able to go through any other club. 30 million for the rest of the season, TJ.
Yeah, I mean, what's this guy on? Is he like on 1 million in terms of wages at where he's at his club at the moment? I mean,
I'm not so sure. To be honest with you, I'm not so sure.
Or quotes of figures that have come out. You know, who's gonna pay his full? I mean, listen, I would love Benzema. Look, there's no doubt in my mind, Benzema is a legend of a player. 36 years old. He's still, for me, he's got it in him. I think he can come and do a job for a Chelsea or for an Arsenal. I hope Arsenal don't get him personally, because I don't think they help him. So I think with Chelsea situation, the reason why I'm saying that, Nee. The reason I'm saying that, Nee, is because our problem is we create a lot of chances in our team. We just don't have a finish to finish off the chances. So when people turn around and say, "Oh, Chelsea, Chelsea are laying in 9th spot in the Premiership. They're not competing for the league. They're not competing for Champions or European honours." A player like a Benzema coming to Chelsea, I think he would get the service from the players to go and score them goals that we need. And let's not forget, he's got his teammate, his French teammate in that team, in Christopher Nkunku, who can provide the ball for him when he comes back from injury, right? So you've got him there already to help him out, okay, to get them goals. At Arsenal, people probably look at the Arsenal project and think, yeah, okay, it's probably better because they're in the Champions League. But are they? Let's be honest, guys. Are they really going to win the Champions League? Arsenal, we're being real here. No, they're not. Are they really going to win the Premiership at this moment in time? I don't think they are. I think it's going to be Manchester City personally. But let's see what happens. What happens with him? I would love Benzema at Chelsea. I think he'd be an excellent signing. He's just the kind of profile we would usually, the old regime would go and buy back in a day. But whether this new regime is willing to put that kind of money down on him in terms of paying his wages is another thing.
Reports that are coming in today regarding Gyokeres. Can Chelsea land the striker target, or will it cost 86 million for this young player? See, look, it's surprising that this guy was just in the Championship last season. No one was really able to spot him and then give him a chance. He's a spot in Lisbon. Like I said, this is a report also coming from the Daily Mail today. According to reports from the Portuguese relayed by the Daily Mail, Chelsea have made a bid to sign Gyokeres from Sporting Lisbon, offering around 85 million to 73 million, which is 85 million euro and then 73 million pounds. However, in a blow for Burnley and Sporting Lisbon have reportedly turned Chelsea's proposal down and appear to be holding out for the player. 100 million euro, which is equivalent to 86 million pounds, release clause. Also, Gyokeres want to remain in Portugal until the end of the season after only joining from Coventry City last season. And this report, and if it's excuse me, if indeed the Gyokeres want to stay, I think it's a good idea for him to stay and not to rush to move on to another big club and then it rules his career. We see other players done it in the past before. So should Chelsea still chasing him if indeed the reports are saying it's true? I don't see this happening even in the summer. If Gyokeres want to stay at Sporting Lisbon, I don't see this happening now. It should be in the summer, because in the summer too, we've all heard and we all know that Boli and Co are prioritizing Victor Osimhen.
Yep, you've hit the nail right on the head, bro. There is no way Chelsea are going to sign this guy from Gyokeres from Sporting Lisbon. My understanding is this report has actually come out from, as you said, it's come out from Portugal. It's a well-known newspaper in Portugal. I don't think it's Bola. I think it's another one it's come out of, which is well known, and they're the ones that have printed this story out. Now, my understanding of it all is, when I heard this news come out yesterday, I was straight on to. I spoke to my cousins in Portugal, because I got people that I got my cousins are obviously Portugal. They live in Portugal. They follow the Portuguese league, obviously. And I said, "Is there any is there any truth to this story?" And they just more or less said, "No, it's not." But this has just come out of the paper in Portugal that Chelsea are linked with them. And the reason why it's come to this is because if anyone can remember Enzo Fernandez's deal last January, and because of the way that transfer went down, and Chelsea went and Ed Barley went with a private jet to Portugal to get this deal wrapped up. They're thinking it's going to be the same thing with this kid as well. There's no way Chelsea are going to fork out that kind of money this January transfer window. Obviously, I know we passed the FFP regulations for this season, at least for a month and until the summer. I think what I've said it all along. There will be no doubt Chelsea will make signings this season, but not for that ilk of money. I can personally see us getting a player in, a left back possibly, and a loan signing. I cannot see for the life of me a striker coming in for big money in this window. Like you said, Chelsea are prioritising Victor Osimhen in the summer, and I think he's going to be the main target we go for next summer. I know people were looking at Ivan Toney's interview yesterday on Sky. He's more or less got his bags packed at the training ground. It looks like if a bid was to come in, he'll leave now. Even though he wants to thank Brentford for all their time, and he can't wait to get back on the field to play. But I think if a good offer came down now from another club, I think Brentford would sell. But I don't think Chelsea are looking at him anyway. So for myself personally, I think it's going to be a loan signing that we do go and sign. As I keep saying, the links to Benjamin Sesko are not going away either for a loan move to Chelsea. Don't be surprised if that was to happen. Or this kid from Aston Villa, which I think, again, we're looking at kids again as a possibility of coming in. If Brozier, and that's only if Brozier leaves the football club, and that's another one. And Chelsea are adamant they're going to get 50 million for Armando Brozier. There's no way they're going to get 50 million for Armando Brozier. Let's be real here. The kid's just come back from a bad injury. I would probably say maybe 40 million tops, maybe they were to sell him. But for me, look, it's going to be a loan signing, but not this kid from Portugal, though.
All right, DJ Sub, thank you very much. We're discussing players, transfer players that will be moving to Chelsea, and the pros and cons on having these players in the January transfer window. It's not that easy. And also, DJ, we did mention Ivan Toney. Ivan, the bad boy Toney, sometimes how I call him. He has gone out in public, and he's still a property of Brentford Football Club. What do you take from this interview telling the world, whilst he's still with Brentford Football Club, telling the world that any big deal that comes in, he will move? Would you say that is showing disrespect to his parent football club? And before you come in, DJ, let me acknowledge two viewers over here. I123 love you forever. Thank you very much joining on the show today. And then keeping it real, Chills. Thank you very much, and also joining on our show today, guys. The two of you, do not forget to drop a like on the video, and wherever you have you found yourself watching this stream, we say thank you for spending the time here with us. And also don't forget to share the video for us on any other social platform that will allow you to do that. I over here and my brother DJ Sab will really appreciate it and say thank you for doing that. I want to love you forever. Say hello everyone. Hope you're all well today. Yes, my brother DJ Sab and me, we are absolutely doing wonderful. Keeping it real. Thank you very much and joining us here on the show. DJ, over to you with Ivan Toney.
What does this remind? Tell me, Nee, what does this remind you of, brother? What does this remind you of a certain player?
I don't like saying his name, but he's from Belgium. I don't like saying his name. There are reports
right on the head.
Yeah, there are some reports on him that he will be returning back to Chelsea in the summer. But I don't want to put his picture on my screen here, so I don't even want to touch his topics.
This is more or less the same scenario with Lukaku, but it's more or less a player thinking of himself in terms of where he wants to be in terms of his interview that he did last night on Sky, and went out publicly with this interview. And obviously Sky are so happy to be showing that interview. More or less, listen, people want to call it disloyal. I personally think he should stay at Brentford, and that's only because of what's happened to him. He had that ban for the 11-month or 8-month period that it was. They stuck by him. For me, he must try and help this club stay up. They're in the relegation battle at the moment. For everything that club has done for him, I think he should stay. But he's more or less put himself out there, isn't he? He's more or less said if a big offer comes in or an offer was to come in, he'll be ready to move on. I mean, I think any club looking at that now, if you're an Arsenal, if you're a Chelsea, or even I say their name, an Arsenal, do you really want to get this kind of player to your football club? I mean, don't get me wrong. Listen, the guy's a class act.
Yeah,
he's a class act player. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I loved Ivan Toney in the summer. Had we got him for a striker, but it never happened. But for him to come out and say that, it just reminds me of Lukaku's interview that he did before his move to Italy, and what he came out and said about the football club but this time he was actually disrespecting the football club, whereas Ivan Toney is not disrespecting Brentford. He's obviously thanked them for everything they've done for him, but he's putting himself out there, just one like saying, you know what, yeah, I'm available for top 5 club comes in for me. Yeah, I'll consider it, more or less.
Okay. This how I'm looking at it. To go and let me read this. Keeping it real. Thank you very much for your comments. They said, don't think Broja is worth 15 neither. But somehow these owners pull off magic with selling players. Only good things about them. Okay, thank you very much. Keeping it real. It says no, don't show or say his name. It's like the bye man, except Shita. All right, so thank you very much, Keeping it real, for those comments. Guys, keep your comments coming. You don't have to pay a dime or a penny for me to read these comments out, but we're just trying to keep it real and keep it more respectful when you drop it, because also, like I said, no discrimination. I will accept your comments as they come in. So thank you very much for dropping them. Keep your comments coming, and if you have any question, just drop them, and my brother DJ and I will give you our honest opinion on your questions as they come in. All right, so DJ, this is how I look at the Ivan Toney situation. I feel like if you have so much respect for your parent club, just say, look, as of now, I have a contract with Brentford Football Club. So we don't know, but the future will tell. That's all. Keep it cool, and then don't try to put yourself in the papers out there, like people are trying to say, okay, he's disrespecting them. But I do understand your explanations also. He believes in himself. He feel like he's done with Brentford Football Club. But how should Brentford Football Club take this comment from Ivan Toney?
No, as I was saying, Neil, what my point was to you was to say it was more or less what I've just said to you. If you wanted to view, bro, for me, I think it's a bit of a smack in the mouth to Brentford. Especially the fact that he got done for the allegations. I won't say them because I don't want to get into trouble on your thing, but we all know what he got done for in terms of his allegations. And obviously the club has stuck by him. Yes, they always knew that at some point he was their next saleable asset. And it would mean for them to get some money in so they can go and improve their squad. Now, I think the only way an Ivan Toney would move in this window, I think if he was to come to Chelsea and Chelsea was seriously making an offer for him, I think Armando Broja will probably be putting that deal to get this deal across the line to bring him, because they'll be looking for a striker themselves. I think Armando Broja is just the kind of player that would go into Brentford this moment in time. He's just come back from an injury, but he can rejuvenate that team for what he's for, and be in the right team. And I call it the right atmosphere, because at this moment in time, I don't think Broja at this moment in time is in a difficult situation at Chelsea at the moment because of the way we are. A lot of responsibilities come on his shoulders now, because obviously we've got no Jackson, who's at AFCON now, and obviously we know Nkuku's out injured. So a lot of responsibilities come on this young kid's head. And I personally think, for me, okay, he's slowly getting back to. He's had that bad injury. He's slowly got to get back to that, but he's not the answer now for Chelsea. And I think that, for me, I think a loan move for him would be better. But it looks like they're going to sell him. Now, if there is a say of, what striker can Chelsea go for, and we run out of ideas come the end of the transfer window, then I can see maybe Chelsea going, and if Poch is pushing it and he says to the owners, look, I really need to get a striker in to improve this team, who's available out there for a good time. It wouldn't surprise me if they were to go for someone like an Ivan Toney. But as I said it along, my thing only with Ivan Toney is that he's been at a football club that has supported him all this time through his allegations. Should a similar allegation come up, it might be something different at Chelsea. Is he going to do the same thing? And Chelsea is saying not where they should be next season. Oh, I want to leave the football club. It's going to be like one of those kind of things again.
Yeah. If he's done, it's just like, let me give this analogy. It's just like you, how will I say it? A girl, or maybe a girl that cheating on his cheating on his husband. Okay, he was cheating on his husband when he met you. What makes you think that he's not going to cheat on you with another guy?
Spot on. Very true.
There you go. He's found out doing it. She's found out doing it. So there's a point that he can go on and do the same thing if you think he's in the right position. He doesn't give a damn about who she is with, or who Ivan Toney is with. You think he's got it all.
Yeah. And let's be real here, Lee. He's 27 years old. The guy's looking for his final move, and he wants to be playing in Europe. I'm not saying Chelsea can't get into Europe, because I still think we've got a chance to if we play well between now and the end of the season, and Poch does the right thing with the right plays in the right positions. I can still think we've got a chance of making top 5 at least, and winning maybe a cup, one of the domestic cups. But again, it comes down to he wants that European football. If we don't get it for him next season, what's he going to do? Is he going to throw his throw his toys out of the pram and say, "Oh, I want Champions League football. I want European football. You can't give it to me. I want to leave." I mean,
is he going to do the same thing Chilwell did to BBC? Cry with BBC that he wants to get game time.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so that's Didier for you guys. I tell you, if you come on, you're gonna have an honest analysis and opinion on what is going on the topics. We don't just waffle. No. We speak facts, much more in a respectable way. So I want to love you forever. Said no Steven today. How is he doing, Nee? Yesterday you said he was a bit sick, and today he's not here. Yes, Stephen, well, it's okay. He's doing much better today, but he has an emergency he has to attend to. So we all know things happen. Big up to you, KOC. And KOC said Gyokeres is a good striker, but the prize is no for me. Absolutely. That's what we're just discussing here. He's a good striker. He hasn't done it 2 seasons, just 1 season with Sporting Lisbon. Remember, he was with Coventry City last summer, and he just made it to Sporting Lisbon. It's just like going to bring a player who has done what I have that same problem with Victor Osimhen. I feel like this guy is still not a guy for me. He hasn't lived up to that hype that he did and he has last season. DJ, talk to me about this Victor Osimhen. Do you think this guy can be the answer, or can be the guy can replicate what types of Edgar Johnson, the likes of Fernando Torres, Nicolas Anelka, Didier Drogba, the guy himself? Do you think he has it in him to be able to replicate what these guys have done?
Do you know what, Lee? I'll be honest with you. I can't make these comparisons to Didier Drogba yet, because I don't think there's no striker out there that is any comparisons to our main man who was a legend, who was at our football club. Can Victor Osimhen follow those same paths as Didier Drogba? I think he can do. I think he's a good striker. I think he can get us the goals that we want. I'm not sure about his hold-up play. I know Didier Drogba had it all. He had the hold-up play, and he could bang in goals on a half-pence. He could turn on a half-pence and score a wicked goal. I'm not sure Osimhen has got that in his locker, but what Osimhen is, though, is he's a guy who drops off. He's a guy who gets into the right areas. He's what I call a proper your all-round fashion striker. The guy will score you goals if given the opportunities. And let's be honest, everyone can talk about his miss he did recently for Nigeria, the open goal he missed for Nigeria. I don't look at that. Anyone can miss an open chance. Anyone can do it. But on another day, you just know that guy's smacking the back of the net any day of the week. That ball's going into the back of the net. So yeah, I think he's a great striker. I think he can come and do well at Chelsea. I think Chelsea would be a good fit for him. And I think he'd have the players around him to pass him them balls. And he's just the kind of player I think that would fit probably a Poch. Well, dare I say, if he's still our manager, he could fit a Poch system. But it's whether as long as Pochettino doesn't play him as a midfielder, plays him as a left back, play him as a right winger or as a left winger, yeah, for sure he can do the job for us, bruv. 100%.
Oh man, this man is used to playing everyone out of position. I don't know what his tactics or what he's really looking into. It's very difficult. But I was told that his assistant, which is what's his name, the guy Jesus Perez, he's a very, very good tactician, also very, very good assistant manager. But I don't see that happening. Big up to you, KOC said, "Oh, we should sign Benzema."
For 6 months.
Yeah, I think LB is it. That would be good for me. That's what it's saying. Let me see what we have here. Yes, guys. If you're here with us, you're gonna have a Manchester United update here. Manchester United update. Scala is in the building. He'll give us all the rundown on whatever is going on with Manchester from A to Z. Let's have him here. Welcome to the stream, Mr. Scala United or Mr. Manchester United.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey, big up to you, brother. Big up, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say. I mean, you know that our mood is affected by our teams. So, yeah.
Both of us, both our teams, bruv.
Yeah, topsy-turvy season for both of us. But, yeah, I mean, not much to look forward to, especially if you're a United fan, despite the takeover for Jim Ratcliffe. But, yeah, hopefully, what I'm hearing is that these guys are already looking at a new manager next season, despite what Ten Hag does. Because if you remember, that's what Todd Bowley did as well. He came and fired Tuchel despite him winning a Champions League. And, these guys are also looking at the same. Even though on paper they are saying that they are behind Ten Hag and they don't want to sack him.
Scala, can you bring the microphone a little bit closer to you, man?
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're saying. So, they won't. It's not certain, but what they are doing, obviously, they employed that David Brailsford guy. He's supposed to be. He's not a sporting director, but obviously, he has made his name in the cycling arena. So he's there to see the performance. Yeah. So he's there just for the performance, and he's there to see what needs to be done. And so far, he has given they are very, how should I say, underwhelmed by the structure at United, especially under this Glazer regime. They are saying that too many people are present. And if you have known this term, look busy and do nothing. So many people are employed at this club, which are they are employed on the basis of either they are have some kind of a backing of some people, not on merit. So that's what they have. This guy has observed. So he's looking to correct that, and obviously the first thing is to have a footballing structure, and which involves a sporting director. So we have two candidates at the moment, three. I mean, the third one is very unlikely, but there is a name. So the first is Paul Mitchell, but again he's been coveted by Roma, and the second is Dan Ashworth from Newcastle. So these two guys are top of the list, and the Ineos group, they more likely prefer Dan Ashworth. So they like his work. And the third guy is the Crystal Palace guy, Dougie Friedman. If you know, he's brought a lot of young talents in from that South London area. So, but I think they are looking to price out Dan Ashworth because he just came in last year, if I'm not wrong. So he's on a big contract as well. But again, it's easy to buy these people. They are not that expensive. So. Yeah, that's the update, man. I mean, with United, with transfers, we are looking for a lone striker, just in the same vein of Igalo and Weghorst. So the top of that list is Choupo-Moting. But again, that depends on what happens with Anthony Martial. Will he leave or will he not leave? The rumors are coming that he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't even want to go to any other European club like Turkish league also. And he wants to see out his contract. And if you haven't seen the latest update, Ten Hag has ostracized him. He said that because he has not been able to get back to his fitness, despite his illness being 3 weeks back, he has to train alone now. He has marginalized him. So, yeah, that's the couple of latest United news.
I have a couple of questions for you, mate, if you don't mind me asking you, regarding Manchester
Yeah,
United.
sure.
I've heard a lot of I've been watching a lot of shows. I've been watching a lot of people talking about the United situation. I think one question I think has to come to mind. I don't know if it's true or it was just come up in this paper speculation, but I heard that the Glaziers are already trying. Also, there's talk of the Glaziers already trying to buy out Ratcliffe by 2025. How true is that?
Yeah, I saw those reports as well that they are saying that I think they have invested I think close to 2 billion and they are looking to buy him out because some like they are not convinced or something like that, and
Oh my God.
they are expecting the club to be like triple the value by the time 20 that by the time that the World Cup in USA comes.
Yeah.
So, and if you're not aware, United is the third most marketable club, despite us not winning a Premier League for 10 years, behind Barcelona and Madrid. So United's commercial success is a very big reason. Today I was listening to the EFL chairman, Rick Parry. He was saying that because of clubs like United, who can generate that much amount of wealth because of not winning a Premier League. If you're not aware, the Premier League gives 1.8 billion for the media rights to each club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is why they want a Super League, because if I'm a United man and I'm saying if I'm bringing that amount of commercial success, why am I sharing my part of the pie with clubs like Wolves and Brentford? So, yeah, they are looking very commercially, and I won't be surprised if that happens. But I don't think it will happen because we are close to a transfer window, the summer one, so they want to change it. So, also, yeah, Radcliffe, what I've seen of him so far, everyone is saying this guy has a lot of presence.
I mean, obviously because, I mean, not because of his stature, because he's quite a tall guy, but everyone from any British people I hear, they have a lot of respect for Jim Ratcliffe for some weird reason. I'm not sure why, but yeah, they acknowledges him very highly. Like they see him as a very a successful person. So, yeah.
Yeah, Scala, stay the way you are, stay like that. It sounds very, very better now. You know, so the way you standing, how you have the microphone and everything, just keep it like that for a while. Scala, we have nice to have you explain everything going on with Manchester United, with Jim Ratcliffe joining Manchester United and players coming in and going out. You've discussed a lot about it. You talked about Martial. We talked about you guys' number one striker, which is Rashford. He's not banging in the goals. I've heard he's got just 2 goals the whole season, which is very, very poor for a player of his caliber. I moved my camera a little bit. Sorry. A player of his caliber, he looks, that's very, very poor, and one that plays for the English national team, it looks very, very poor. But then we have discussed a lot. I'm not sure how many you've been reading regarding Chelsea Football Club. We've discussed in some players. Gyokeres is one of them that we've discussed. We've talked about Arisa Balaga also in the past. Right now, Chelsea are willing to sell the 29 years old for a fee of 17 million. I know Chelsea spent 17 million on him in the past, but then Chelsea would take the L for now. He hasn't lived up to expectation. Chelsea are looking for key players, key position to fill out. Gyokeres, I don't think that they are looking for 100 million for him. What do you think? Do you think he can make it through the January transfer window?
I'm a bit concerned with this Chelsea thing, like buy, let's fix any problem. We need to buy players. I mean, I might be in the minority, but you guys have so many good players at the club. Yes, I understand that you guys have a very big problem with regards to injuries. Like all your centre backs and full backs seems to get these major injuries, which like example like Fofana, Reece James and Ben Chilwell. These guys get like not like 1 or 2 weeks injuries. They have like long layoffs. So I can see why you are investing in a centre back. But you have this Hassi, this Badiashile, Colwell, and Thiago Silva, who probably will retire after the season. But I don't know, man. I mean, I'm looking at this Chelsea project and I feel like anything you guys have a problem, your option is to throw money at it. And Pochettino, I don't think he's that kind of a manager. Like, I think he prefers to have a small squad and with people who are willing to learn. If you bring all these players, everyone will want some type of a game time. If you see this guy on the screen, say you purchase him for 60 million.
Yeah.
And if you put him on the bench after 6 games, he will be thinking like, why did I come here? So I don't know, man. I'm a bit confused. Like Chelsea's, like what's your like? Is everything going to be okay by spending money? Like, does the coach or management? What do you guys think? Like, is it
I
right
know.
way?
Yeah, DJ Saab has his opinion. Mine is money does everything. Manchester City have done it in the past that money is what you need to build your team on. He brought in, you know how much money that Manchester City spent on his defense alone. You're talking about over 400 million on defense alone. They brought Akanji. They brought in what's his name? Is it Diaz? They brought in so many.
But Pep has a system, right? He has a system and he's buying players for that system. I mean, I'm not really sure what Chelsea's system is. Like, you are doing what United do. You buy players and then you create a system. It should be the other way around.
That's true.
My opinion on it all, you've known me for a long time, Herbert. You know what I talk about when it comes to my football club. You know, I don't. What do you call it? But when it comes to my club, I always say I'll put my club first before anything. I, for one, think that Poch is not helping himself in terms of the players that we do have at the football club. Because let's be real here, mate. If an Enzo Fernandez or a Caicedo was at a Manchester United, would you see Ten Hag playing these guys out of position? No, he wouldn't. He'll play them more in an effective role, especially knowing what Caicedo was like in Brighton and how the guy performed. All of a sudden, he's come to Chelsea, and people are looking at him thinking he's not that £150 million kind of player because he's been played out of position. I don't believe. Listen, for me, the money has been spent well in terms of the players that we've brought in, like your Enzos, like your Caicedos. But there are some plays that I feel that we've wasted on, which are probably, I'd say, we've more or less bought most of the Brazilian young youth national team, all right, if you like, and then none of these kids are getting an opportunity. And this is where I have my bugbear with the Poch, because he's going on saying he wants more players. Okay, the only thing I feel we need is a striker, okay, and another left back possibly. I think everywhere else, I think we're equipped, because you've got players to come back from injury. Okay, and the reason why I said another left back is because I don't think Ben Chilwell can stay fully fit. Cucurella, for me, he has ups and downs. I don't think if he's the kind of left back that would grace any other top team out there, like a Bayern Munich or Man United or a Liverpool. I don't think he does that. I think for me, there's still question marks over him. So for me, I think there are positions that we need to fulfill in the team. Okay. I think that it should be vitally, especially for me, mainly it's a striker, because at the moment that's what we're missing out on at the moment. And the mistake that we made in the summer was we did not invest in one. Everyone thought Jackson, when he was coming in, everyone said, I remember when it all came out, Jackson's coming in, he's one for the future, but Chelsea are going to sign another striker, and that was Vlahovic. Apparently was mentioned at the time. We didn't bother getting Vlahovic because some board members wanted him and the rest of the board didn't want him. So it was one of those scenarios that we had, at Chelsea. So yeah, I mean, look, for myself, I think we need to get a striker in, but I wouldn't go and fork out stupid money on one. If you can't get your striker now, wait till the summer, get a Victor Osimhen in, and just bring someone else on the loan move. That's my honest thoughts on it all.
Thank you very much, DJ Salva. Scala, you have anything you want to add to it?
Yeah, I mean, I get that you guys need a striker. I think that's a very key thing. I mean, that Wolves game was a typical example. I mean, that defeat wasn't on Poch. If Sterling and Nicholas Jackson could finish, you guys would have 3 more points. So I totally get that point. I mean, look, United is not really a benchmark to compare, because we wanted Cucurella and we couldn't buy him because his salary was too much. That's why we went for Sergio Reguilon on a short 6-month deal. So, I mean, even if we had Enzo or Caicedo, Ten Hag would be playing Scott McTominay. Ten Hag is not really, I don't feel like you should be comparing him, because this guy, he contradicts him so many times. You should watch his press conference. Your eyes will bleed. Yeah. I mean, Tottenham had 18 shots on us, and Ten Hag after the press conference comes and says that if Scott McTominay scored that chance in the end, we could have won. And we had only 2 shots on goal, and both of them were the goals, literally. We didn't add a single shot. So, yeah, man. But I just feel like, whenever I think about Chelsea, I just think about trophies. I don't really think about a style of play or, because that was under Roman probably, but that's my mentality when I think about your club. That them guys just win trophies and they throw money around, and that cycle repeats. That's what happens. Like you were failing under Lampard, Tuchel comes and he won the Champions League, and now you are under that sort of like a buffer period where you were just waiting to throw money again, and then you will win something, and then it will continue. So that's my like a small piece on Chelsea, man. I think you guys you hit that peak because I mean, with all these players you guys have, it is literally impossible to fail. I mean, Caicedo, Enzo, Nkunku, and all these guys, they are like top players. I just think they're not performing, but I think they will probably next season. And yeah, man. I mean, I was expecting so much of you guys this season, especially you guys having one game a week, but Poch hasn't delivered.
Yeah, Poch has a lot of excuses. He's talking about balance. Players are being away, but Poch, I'm telling you, you should do better with his quality of players that you have. If he hasn't been playing players out of position, and sometimes the substitution is not spot on. But yes, you did say that there are rumors over there that Sergio Reguilon, right? Is it Sergio Reguilon? Is that his name?
Yeah, he's gone to Brentford.
Brentford, rather. He's been linked to Brentford. Yeah. Okay, so and that's what we have now. So thank you very much, Ascala, for this update and then joining us on the platform. I'm not so sure if anything else we can talk about today. I have discussed a whole lot of topics in Scala. I did discuss. I've also Ivan Grant. Guys, Ivan Grant, DJ. Ivan Grant now is the leader or the coach for the Ivorian national team. I think Ivory Coast is the one hosting the ongoing African Cup of Nations. He took Ghana to the African Cup of Nations finals a couple of years ago. He's now with the Ivory Coast. What do you think? This guy still got it within him,
Yeah, he's got it in him, but he's at his level though. He's at national team level. But if you ask me to say club manager, forget it. We all know what he did at Chelsea. What a disaster that was in itself. But yeah, I mean, look. Hats off to him. Like I said, he done well with Ghana. As you said, he's now doing well with the Ivory Coast. And I think Ivory Coast. I think Ivory Coast I put down as one of my. There's three teams I've gone for winning the. It's Ivory Coast. I've got Nigeria and I've got Ghana as my three teams. Even I guess to go and win the African Cup of Nations, but yeah. Good luck to him. I hope it works out for him and he does well for the Ivory Coast. Yeah, as we said, that's his levels.
That's true. I don't know if you have Scala, you have anything you want to touch bases on? You don't have to be Manchester United, you don't have to be Chelsea, anything in the Premier League that you want to touch bases on. That's what this platform is all about. Talk sports. We talk sports over here.
Yeah, I mean, look, the AFCON, I think that's getting a lot of publicity this year, surprisingly, because I've seen lots of, in past seasons, like barely any people used to talk about the African Cup of Nations. Like it was just a cumbersome event, like, players used to leave. And I remember when Chelsea had so many African players, it was used to be a problem for them. But now it is getting lots of hype this season because of lots of good players there. So yeah, I mean, I am not really well versed with which team is good. So I probably have to bow to DJ's knowledge of Ghana, Nigeria, and them guys. But yeah, I mean, if you look at the teams which are most affected by the AFCON, I think West Ham have 9 players missing out. Yeah. So it could be peak for David Moyes. I mean, if you this guy lost to recently this week, so. And surprisingly, Manchester City have 0 players, like no African players in the AFCON.
What a surprise!
How do you
zero African players.
How do you attract African market if you don't have African?
Yeah, players? I mean, Mahrez left. Mahrez was the African player.
He
left,
one, wasn't he? He was the only one.
So they don't have any African players.
That's a shame. That's a shame. And they are trying to grow their what they call their fan base, and they can't even they can barely even fill their stadium, and they don't have any African players. That's a shame. My expertise in the African Cup of Nations, because I'm an African, basically born in Africa, born and bred in Africa, and over the years, the Ghana national team have dominated the African Cup of Nations. They were the first African nation to win it 4 times. And besides that, corruption and mismanagement of the national team, they always think that they can rely on talent alone to be able to
Michael
win.
Essien, mate.
Absolutely.
Michael Essien.
Ghana, Nigeria have produced top talent, top great talent, and whenever they come to Europe, they're going to either Chelsea, they're going to Arsenal, or maybe some of these clubs like West Ham United, or maybe Leeds United, because Leeds United have produced one of the biggest African strikers of all time, which his name is Tony Yeboah. He did it in Germany. He did it in Leeds United. He has, you can tell when you talk about one of the best 100 goals in the Premier League. His name is right there.
What a player!
Yeah, a goal he scored against Liverpool, and I'm not sure. I think it will be in the FA Cup goal. What a goal! What a goal it was! And then we've seen Celeste.
No, go on, Nick. Go on. No, sorry. Someone's telling me something. Sorry, I was interrupted.
Okay.
Sorry, bro.
We've seen players like Celestine Babayaro, who played for Chelsea back in the days in the 19 before we got to 2000. Another great player from Nigeria. We've seen Iwanko Kano, also from Nigeria. We've seen the Jeremy also played for Chelsea from Cameroon. Now we've seen Nicholas Jackson. We saw Michael Essien and DJ Drogba. All this coming from coming from Ivory Coast and what do you call it? Top players from the Ivory Coast, and then Burkina Faso, Senegal, and what have you. So yeah, the African.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah,
you forgot one. I'm surprised here, bro. You forgot one African legend of Nigeria football.
Yeah, it's JJ, right?
No,
JJ Okocha was good. The one that really impressed me was Rashidi Yekini.
Yakini. Yeah,
what a player he was!
What a player he was in the Africa.
You forgot about him. I'm surprised you forgot to mention him, brother.
DJ Rashidi Yakini. Yakini did it for Yeah, he did it for the national team, but he wasn't so prolific in Europe.
I thought he was actually pretty good. I mean, from what I saw, I remember when Chelsea went in for him a couple of years back, and we was turned down straight away, and we went in for him. What a player he was! And the other one that impressed me was their massive defender, Taribo West. Remember him?
Taribo West, Nigeria. Another one. Yeah, he came to the Premier League.
Taribo West.
He played for Inter Milan. He has his best days with the Inter Milan. He was very good for Inter. Yes, Taribo West, one of the best defenders you can ever. I didn't even mention Samuel Sekufo, who played years for Bayern Munich. He lost the championship in '99 for Manchester Champions League to Manchester United. The following year, they met United again. They beat United. One of the also left back. I think he played left back for Bayern Munich. He played there for years and won, I think, 2 Champions League for Bayern Munich. He was also great. So, yeah, you talk about JJ Okocha. I don't fancy JJ Okocha. He's not productive. He's very good. It's like a ball juggler to me. He's very, very good. He does antics with the ball, Scala, but he doesn't. His end product is not there. He'll score a couple goals, one here, one goal. I think he played for Bolton Wanderers. Also, he played for PSG at that time, but he wasn't productive,
He did.
But one player, I'm not sure DJ Sav, you know him, the legend, 3 times African Best Player of the Year, BBC Player of the Year. It's Abedi Ayew Pele, the only Pele that has ever come from African football.
I've heard of. I've watched it. I've heard of him, and I think is he stopped playing now? Or is he actually? He's going back now, isn't he?
No, he retired. He retired a long time. 96. He retired 96. He's the father. He's the father of Jordan Ayew and then Dede Ayew. Jordan Ayew with Crystal Palace.
Oh, okay. As I said, I don't remember. I may have seen him. I mean, listen, another player. Another legend.
He won the Champions League with Olympique Marseille. I think somewhere around 92 or 1990.
I'm just trying to think of him. I may have probably seen him. I'm sure I must have seen him play. But one player, again, we forgot to mention Orgs. Sorry, what can I say Orgs for?
It's all right. I get
sorry,
it.
brother.
It's all right.
Georgie Weah. Remember him?
Yeah. Georgia Paul,
What a player. And we had him at Chelsea.
Yeah. He came through the January transfer window too. Jojo Pongia
He
came
did.
through the January transfer window. He was very, very unfortunate. Didn't do much for the Liberian national team. I mean, what can he do? He was the only superstar for the Liberian national team, and at that time, Liberia was going through a lot of war. It was it was brutal. It was brutal. It was brutal. People arms were being chopped off like they're just killing cows or chicken. The war between Doe and then what's his name again? I forgot his name. It was very bad. So Nigeria was going, Liberia was going through war, so he couldn't do much for the Liberian national team. They couldn't even qualify for the African competition. But he had an exceptional career with AC Milan and then PSG, and also he came to Chelsea in the later part. That did not do much for Chelsea. He did not do much for Chelsea at this time, but yeah, what a player! The only Ballon d'Or winner on the African continent. It's Giorgio Pondia.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's several of them I can mention. I mean, Phil Masinga, he was another one that was at Leeds. I think he was there during the time of Tony Yeboah. Remember him?
Yeah.
Another one. Who was the other one? There was a few of them. Who was the ones at Everton? They had a few, didn't they? Everton had a few. I'm trying to get there. Was it Everton or Liverpool? They had a few of them. I can't get their names now. They're going back now during that time.
What country? If you can remember the country, probably I can get an idea.
I think they were either Nigeria. It was either Nigeria or it was. What was it? Senegal. I can't remember. I remember Everton had a couple, and I know Liverpool. Who was the player that you unfortunately got a bad reputation for spitting at people?
Oh yeah, Senegal.
Senegal, the guy who played at Liverpool.
How did you of Liverpool? Very bad reputation, spitting at people.
But good player though. When he was on song.
Cool player. Yeah, he won him and that Senegalese squad. They were the one that beat France in the first game in the France 98 game. I think France 98 or 2002. I think 2002. Yeah. 2002 World Cup. Senegal beat France 1-0. And it was Boupa Diop. 1 goal. That was all. France could not come back. That squad that Senegal had was a difficult squad. They have Ali Cisse. They have Hadji Diop from formerly Liverpool. I think after that couple of years, they sent him to one of the teams, either either Leeds or something like that. He was in the Premier League for a little bit before started aging. Senegal squad that they had in 2002 to 2006 was a wonderful squad. So,
Wasn't there a player called Amonike played at
Amonike, Nigeria? Another.
Did he not play for
player.
Everton? Did he not come to Everton?
Amonike.
That's the one I was talking about. That's the one I was talking about. Yeah, he's another one.
Guys, if you're watching us live on YouTube, we are trying to give highlights on the African. We're trying to throw some lights on the African, ongoing African Cup of Nations, AFCON, you would call it. It has been, no one is really saying much about it, but then I'm very happy that my friend, Mr. DJ over here, Mr. Chelsea, to be precise, I call him. He has the knowledge and he loves African players because they have the talent. If we should sit down here, and I said we should sit down here right now and say, okay, if this player hasn't naturalized for this country, you surprised to see how many African players have gone up to be make names for European clubs like France. You'll be surprised. You will be surprised that the player we're talking now, which is Karim Mustafa, original name by Karim Mustafa Benzema. He's Nigerian. Nigeria is from Africa. Mahrez, also another player coming from Algeria. Grand Mahrez from Algeria. Lots of players coming from Africa. Mo Salah, a whole lot of them. So look at the African continent. People don't Ziyech. All these players, look at the African continent. People don't regard that competition, but that competition or the soil, the continent itself has lots of natural talent. All they need is the infrastructure. But once they have the infrastructure, it will be hard. Very soon, guys, the Africa will compete with the world. So these players coming from there. Look at these Manchester City players. What's his name? Doku Kudus. Doku is a Ghanaian, but he's naturalized as a Dutch. I think he was born for Belgium. Belgium. Doku is a Ghanaian. Doku is a Ghanaian. What's his name again? Doku and Kudos, Ghanaian.
And Lukaku as well.
Lukaku also
he's got
from
background
Africa
as well.
somewhere.
Yeah,
I think
he is.
Congo or somewhere.
Yes, that's correct.
Rudiger also.
Rudiger, another
Equatorial
one.
Guinea.
Yeah, and let's not forget. Let's going back again. Let's not
N'Golo
forget.
Kante.
N'Golo Kante. Let's also not forget going back a bit more further, back, and I know you will remember him because he made a brilliant World Cup. We all know the World Cup that he did. I think I want to talk about Roger Miller.
Oh,
who can remember him?
Cameroon. Oh my goodness!
What a player, mate! What a player!
They beat what is in the World Cup?
His little
dance
afterwards, bro.
They beat Argentina in the World Cup. That was in 1990.
Yeah.
Italian 1990. Roger Miller beat Roger Miller and his boys. Roger Miller was 40 years old at that time.
40 years oldest player in the World Cup.
40 years old in the World Cup, and they beat Argentina. Maradona. I saw Maradona. I was a very, very little boy when I was watching that game. Roger Miller was doing that dance. He was doing that dance like that. Maradona was just crying.
Yeah.
Maradona was at that time Maradona was done. He was done from football. He was done. He was done.
He was, and I also think there was another player in that team. Remember Robert? What's his name? Song. Is it name was Song? Centre back defender.
Rigobert Song.
Yes. That's the one.
Rigobert Song wasn't there.
No. He wasn't there. But I was saying another player to remember. I think he was another player.
Yeah, Rigobert Song from the Senegalese national team. No. Song Cameroon.
Cameroon.
Yeah, Cameroon. Now the coach for the Cameroon national team. He has lots of issues with Onana. Onana, very, very disrespectful person. He has lots of issues with Onana. So, guys, I know if you guys are watching, we cannot always talk about the Premier League, but this platform love to talk everything football. So, if you like football, this is a platform that you have to hook up to. We talk about African. If I don't know much about the Asian League, but I can talk about some Asian players who are playing the Asian competition, because the Asian League hasn't really light up like the African competition. African competition is more popular than the Asian League. I mean, you can argue that probably maybe I know of the African terrain. That's why I feel like the Asian League hasn't been that popular. But to be honest with you, yes, the Asian club also, the North Korea, one of them has made some headlines in the World Cup. Even Japan, they have also lights up. But if you look into it, the African competition, the South American competition, these countries have done a lot in the FIFA World Cup. And the 17, the youth level, and the 20, the youth level also. African countries have also dominated. Ghana won their first African. The only country in Africa to win the under-20 World Cup, it was Ghana. Ghana won it in Egypt. That was in either 2024. No, not 2024. Sorry. I don't know. It's just a couple years ago, probably like 10 years ago. It was the only African country to have won the under-21 competition was Ghana. And the first country to won the bronze medalist in the European, I think in the Olympics game was also Ghana. Then Nigeria came in and won gold I think they won gold again. So African, yes, they have the talent. They beat the South American club teams like Argentina, Brazil to it. So, there's a lot of talent coming from Africa, and we have to see this talent. Manchester City need to have that connection with Africa because it will help them. If they're looking for, fan base, Chelsea have done that. If you go to Africa, Chelsea dominates almost about 60% of the fan base in Africa at Chelsea. Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United, they have done it. Yeah. So, Man City need to, invest more and then try and get these, countries backing them. If you go to social media, Chelsea have over 20. If I talk about social media, I'm talking about X alone. Chelsea have over 25 million followers on X. Chelsea has almost about 28 million on Facebook. Manchester City don't even have 5 million. I'm not sure if they have 5 million on X. They don't have it. That should tell you the fan base is very, very small. Manchester United has a lot on Facebook and X. So with Arsenal. So City, if they want to put themselves there as one of the big clubs in the world, they have to build their fan base to be able to fill the stadium up. DJ.
Nah, listen, 100%. I don't understand why they've not explored that market. I mean, let's be real here. They've got several players that coming from those countries in Africa that are brilliant. I mean, you just got to look at the names that we've given so far. Obviously, I don't know if you mentioned Jeremy. I think you did mention Jeremy. He used to play for Cameroon. Another one. Obviously, Babiaro. I think you mentioned him as well. Then let's not forget our legends. Let's not forget our legends. Obi Mikel. Essien, Kalou, Solomon Kalou.
I didn't even mention Kalou.
Didier Drogba, obviously. And then, hey, we've got another important one. Who's the guy that came? The striker that used to play for Barcelona and he came to us. What a striker he was.
Samuel Eto'o.
Eto'o, another one.
Cameroon.
Can't forget about him. Another
He's
one.
the FA for Cameroon national team.
Yeah. All these players, this is why I keep saying, you go and get them at a young age. They'll ball out. I don't doubt that for a second, mate.
Yeah, that's why Chelsea have signed this young guy from Senegal. You know how much people are gonna start following Senegal. I used to have a guy. I have a fan base in Senegal. This guy always on my platform. He's a Senegalese and he supports Chelsea. And he said the fan base in Senegal, it's a lot. Remember they had what's his name? This guy from Newcastle United. The one that scored the one goal against Liverpool when Gerrard sleep. Demba Ba.
He came to us as well.
That's how Chelsea built the fan base in Senegal. Demba Ba. And all those people have subscribed and follow the Twitter X. A lot of them are coming from there. So the more you bring these players from these countries, you're trying to build followers on your social media platform. And I don't know who manages their platform, but they have to do this. They have to bring some African players, build the fan base. You bring one player from Ghana, you're bringing the over 20 million or 17 million fan base. You bring at least almost about 4 million for that country that support football. They are coming to subscribe to your X or your platform, and you're gonna have followers. They have to look into it. Even if they don't play that many, bring them to the football club. Bring them to the football club.
No, agreed, mate. And I think you'll see the more and more of them that come over, the more and more they can make that market big there. I mean, Chelsea, as you said, Chelsea have got that huge population within those countries, and that's because we brought in all the best players from those teams, and they've come and they're bored out at Chelsea, won titles, won loads of things.
Yeah.
So I think before we even go on, bro.
Go ahead. No,
I was just going to say. Before we signed Babiaro, I don't know if you remember, he won a gold. He got a gold medal, I think, because Nigeria had done something. I think he got. Was it the Olympics?
Olympics.
In the Olympics, and they got a gold medal for that. So he came over to Chelsea with that reputation already before we signed him.
Winning mentality.
Yeah, he did. He did indeed.
DJ, and also, you know what Jose Mourinho did? Jose Mourinho, what he did when he took over at every football club. When these players are having like the wedding ceremony and stuff like that, they invite Jose Mourinho. Once upon a time, Jose Mourinho was in Ghana 2 times. One time was the summer he visited Ghana to see Michael Essie's project.
Michael
Essien project. He has an academy back home, and he visited Ghana also on his own with his wife. They came to tour Ghana because he likes Ghanaian players. So all this thing was bringing the support to the fan base. They loved Jose Mourinho. And they did the same thing with Inter Milan. He was visiting their homes, families, and visiting countries and stuff like that. So one of the things that they have to find a coach who also liked these African players. And I don't think Pep Guardiola really liked them. I don't think so.
Do you remember, Nee, do you remember who the African player was that followed Jose to Inter Milan? He wasn't playing for Chelsea, but I remember he bought him and he was in the midfield. And I think he was playing for a club in the Premiership. Was it for?
Yeah, I didn't mention him, but I know who you're talking about. I'll mention his name for you. I'm very glued with his African players. His name is Sule Ali Muntari.
That's the one, bro.
He won the FA Cup with I think it's Portsmouth. He won the FA Cup with Portsmouth.
That's the one.
When they had the then Belgium coach, what's his name again? He was with Everton.
Martinez.
Yeah, he was with Portsmouth. From Portsmouth, he went to Everton before he left Everton to I think the Belgium national team. I don't know if he's still there. Yeah, Martinez, Roberto Martinez.
He's our national team for Portugal. He's the manager of Portugal now.
Yeah. I heard that he's still giving chance to
Ronaldo.
What's his name? Ronaldo. I like that though. Do you like that idea?
And Charisma as well, by the way.
Yeah, Charisma, man. That guy has ruled his career. He was so good until he went to China. What a player he was. It's not him you're talking about.
Is that Ricardo Charisma?
Charisma.
He went to Turkey.
Turkey.
And yeah, he wasn't. I mean, he wasn't. I mean, we had him at Chelsea. I remember when Jose Mourinho had him at Inter Milan, and we bought him out. We bought him on loan, and I think Scolari was our manager at the time when we bought him in. But for whatever reason or another, Scolari played him. But when he was sacked by Chelsea, we bought in the Dutch guy who comes in all the time to replace him. As I call him I always call him our part-time manager. But he won us the FA Cup as well.
Is it Duff?
Who?
Is it Duff?
The Dutch manager. I'm trying to get his name.
Oh, Dutch manager.
Yeah.
Are you talking about
Chelsea?
I remember the name.
It's not coming to me at the moment, but I remember when he came into the Chelsea team, for whatever reason or another, when he came to managers, he did not play Charisma games, and Charisma ended up going back to Inter Milan. And I remember on his website he was gutted because he really wanted to make it. He wanted to make his move to Chelsea permanent, but for whatever reason or another, Gus Hiddink, for whatever reason, didn't want to play him. And I remember he scored this. One of the things Charisma was known for, if you ever used to watch Ricardo Charisma play, he used to always score goals from the outside of his foot all the time.
Yeah.
He used to score some belters. I remember he used to do it for Porto quite a lot. And obviously he then went to Inter Milan with that. And I remember once upon a time, there was comparisons between him and Ronaldo. They used to say the Portugal team with Charisma on one side, Ronaldo on the other side, would be balling for years to come. But for whatever reason or another, I don't know what happened to Charisma. I mean, I was gutted he left because he was one of my favorite players. Ricardo Charisma, yeah. Well, I was just gutted. That
Very cool. When you said Charisma, I was thinking of this guy, Yannick Karasi. No, not Yannick Karasi. Another player from Atletico Madrid, where he moved to the Chinese league. I think either Portuguese or Belgium. I think he plays for Belgium. Another player. I think he's back to Europe right now. If you can remember, there's a player.
Is he the winger?
He plays
the one who plays on the wing.
Maybe up front. I know Atletico Madrid.
I know who you're talking about.
Then he moved to China.
Yes, he did.
He back to Atletico Madrid again.
Oh God, what is this guy's name? What a play he was as well. Winger he was. He's one of their. It'll come to me, and I'll tell you once it comes to me.
Yeah, but yeah, guys, we're still tuning light on an African Cup of Nations, and we're just mentioning legends that have graced the English Premier League, players that have been able to make it happen in the English Premier League. Lots of them. Mustafa Hadji, we saw them. Another player from Moroccan national team. Lots of them. You can count, and also African countries who have made it to the first round, in the round of 16 in the African Cup of Nations. Sorry, not in the African, in the World Cup. We have you can make mention of Nigeria. You can make not Nigeria. Sorry, Nigeria hasn't ever made it through the round of 16 in quarterfinals. I think Ghana have made it to the round of 16, and I think I'm not so sure. I think they were close to the quarterfinals, getting close to the quarterfinals where they had that miss from Asamoah Gyan. I haven't even mentioned Asamoah Gyan's name, who played for Sunderland, who was so good for in the Premier League, but he didn't last long. Asamoah Gyan.
Oh yes. Yeah, whatever happened to him? I got the guy's name, by the way. Mertens. That's his name, Mertens. The Belgian player. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's not that one. He played for He played for Italian league, Napoli. He played for Napoli.
Belgian player.
Yeah, but he's not the one I'm talking about. The one you're mentioning, Martinez.
He was a good winger. Mertens.
Yeah, he played for Martins. Yeah, he played for Napoli.
Then he went and Atletico Madrid as well. He played for them a little while. He was on their books. But for whatever reason they loaned him out. Not loaned him out, but they sold him on. But I remember we were interested in him, but for whatever reason or another we didn't get him. But he was a good player as well for Belgium. But I don't know where he is now. I think he might be back at Atletico now.
What I heard is I think he went to the Turkish league.
Oh, he's gone to the Turkish league, has he?
Yeah, Turkish league, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, on loan or perm?
Probably Pem. He's no more with
Okay.
Napoli, so he's no more with Atletico Madrid. So definitely Pem.
Okay.
Let me check the Belgium squad in the World Cup. Let me see. You can go ahead. Go ahead. You can take it over. And then I'll see the squad.
Lee, what position did he play?
The one I'm talking about. I think it's either attacking midfielder. He was so good. Let me.
Was he the one? Was he the one who? Was he the attacking or holding midfielder?
Holding.
Oh, is he the one who plays at Borussia Dortmund, or he played for Borussia Dortmund?
Dortmund.
I know who you're talking about. He was a holding midfielder. Well, the number 4 shirt, right?
I'm not so sure the number.
I know who it is.
If I see the face, I'm looking at the Belgian players here.
I think he was Belgium captain as well, if I'm not mistaken. If it's the same player we're talking about, I can remember him. I can see his face. It's the worst thing. I can see his face. I can see him, but I can't get his name at the moment. That's so bad.
Yeah.
Belgian midfielder. Anyone in the comments? If you guys might know, if anyone's in the comments, I can't look on my thing. See if you guys can remember who we're talking about.
Yeah, I see the one you're talking about, Dries Mertens. I've seen Dries Mertens right now.
But look at their midfield. Look at the midfielders. His name might be in there. All their midfielders.
All right. Let me see. His name is Yannick Carrasco. Yannick Carrasco. Yeah, Yannick Carrasco. Very, very good player. Let me see if I can share.
But you know what? I don't think he's the same one I'm talking about. There's another player they had who was a holding midfielder, and what a player he was, and everyone thought he was going to move one day to the. But I think he plays for Dortmund still, or has he moved from there? I don't know. And the best way of looking at it, bro,
I can search that player. Let me show this one real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Search for that player you're talking about.
Yeah, go for it.
Maybe this guy's face will remind you of who I'm talking about.
I know I've heard of Carrasco, but he wasn't the one I was talking. Yes, I remember him. I do know him, but the one
Atletico Madrid.
Yeah. Yes, this guy. I remember him. But the one I'm talking about was a holding midfielder, and he was. Everyone was saying he was playing for Borussia Dortmund, and I don't know if he's still there. But if you go and check Borussia Dortmund Belgian midfielders, I'm sure he'll prompt up. He'll come up.
All right, I'm searching it right now. It'll pop up right now. Hey, do you remember Fellaini?
Fellaini. Ex-Everton player, mate. But
Manchester
he did well for them,
United,
didn't he?
Everton.
And Manchester United. Yeah. He did well. He was very rash. He used to get sent off almost every week.
Yeah, let me see. I'm seeing players that play for Dortmund.
And there should be a Belgian midfielder there. He may have gone now, but look at former Belgian midfielders. He should come up.
I'm searching Belgian player who plays for Dortmund. They have Axel Witsel who plays for Belgium.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Midfielder. Yeah, what a player he was.
Yeah,
as well. He still is.
Yeah, Afro guy. Yeah, he's with. I think he's with what do you call it? Atletico Madrid now.
Okay, he moved from there. But he's the one I was talking about. What a player he was. I'm surprised no Premiership club actually bought him. Or took a punt on him.
I think it's age. Probably the age. He was going above the age.
Yeah, I was talking about I was talking about some time back when he was available and he could have got him. Yeah. I'm
like
surprised no
3 seasons ago, 4 seasons ago.
Yeah, what a player he was. What a player.
Yeah, Axel Witsel. Yeah, very, very good player.
Yeah.
Some players make other players look good. And you could tell everyone was saying, "Oh, okay, it's Chelsea." There was a player that was making is it Paulson or whatever they call him? Did he play with Timo
Paulson.
Werner?
Yeah, Paulson at Leipzig. He was like playing. He was playing off Timo Werner's playing off him. Yeah.
Yeah, it make Timo Werner look so good. So people were like, go and get Paulson. Maybe he might understand how Timo Werner plays, and he's gonna make Timo Werner look good again.
Did he not go to Barcelona afterwards for a little while? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I thought they signed him. I thought they signed him on a short-term contract. Paulson, if I can remember. I'm not sure if he stayed there for how long. If he's still there, or he left.
Let me check and see where he is now.
I thought he went to Barcelona for a little while. They were looking for. Oh, am I getting mixed up with another striker? Maybe. There was a player they signed, and everyone was shocked at Barcelona signing because I think because of the state of play of their finances, and they went and took a punt on this guy, and they were like, everyone's like, whoa, they got this guy. And I thought he was someone they signed from the German league. Why does that name? It might not be Paulson. It could be another guy I'm getting mixed up with.
Yeah.
But I remember Timo Werner used to play off him.
Yeah, very, very good player. Very, very good player. Just like N'Golo Kante make Danny Drinkwater look so good in the midfield. N'Golo Kante make Danny Drinkwater look so like a world-class player.
Yeah, he needs to drink. All he did was drink a lot of water, mate. That's what he needed to do after every match.
Yeah, he partied too much. I think he forgot about football. He got to a point, he's like, I'm done with football. I got to move on.
I think Martial's doing the same thing at Man United. They can't get this guy doesn't seem to care about football at the moment, does he? This is why the United fans are so frustrated at him.
Yeah,
and they can't get rid of him.
He had an idea when he came to United. He was thinking of building his brand. He has a clothing wear when he came to United. Yeah, and I think that he was putting so much effort into that instead of the playing field. And when you start doing that, just like Lindelof, not Lindelof, was it Lindelof? No, this guy.
Which one?
Lingard.
Oh, Lingard. Jesse Lingard.
Lingard. Yes, Lingard was doing the same thing. Look at what happened to his career. He forgot about the football and then putting so much effort in his clothing. Always they're thinking about you're not Ronaldo. Ronaldo, who has been so much successful in these kind of things, because the guy is a different guy.
Yeah, he is. And I remember also, I mean, and you know what the worst thing of all about the whole Martial thing? Don't get me wrong, he was good when he was younger, but what I couldn't believe was he was getting comparisons to Thierry Henry. And I was like, that's an insult to Thierry Henry, man. That guy was a legend for Arsenal Football Club. The guy was a top striker, right?
Yeah.
And and what Arsene Wenger did, and listen, I don't like Arsenal. I don't like Arsenal. I can't stand them, right? But I will give credit where credit is due. When he was signed from Juventus, he was played as a wide player for Juventus. That's what he was known as. But when Arsene Wenger took him to Arsenal, he made him into a quality striker and improved him immensely. And what a player he turned out to be afterwards. And I can't believe the comparisons came out, Martial and Thierry Henry. It was like, what? Nah, there's no comparisons at all, man.
Absolutely. DJ Sav, guys, you're listening to DJ Sav live from the Football Menace, brought to you by Blueclouds Media. My name is Need Zion, bringing you the football news, and we are still throwing light on the African Cup of Nations. We've done a lot of talking on Premier League, Chelsea to be precise. We've talked about the situation with Gyokeres. We've talked about Benzema. We've also talk about Ivan Grant also. We talk about Kepa Arrizabalaga situation with Real Madrid, and also we did talk about Mario Hutchinson. So guys, we will be wrapping up very, very soon here on the Football Menace on this platform. So streaming live to this platform, Facebook, YouTube, and X at this moment. So we are done for now. DJ, let's wrap it up. Anything more you want to say regarding?
Yeah, just some news. My friend has just messaged me. Apparently, the Chelsea doctors left Chelsea after 13 years in charge of Chelsea. After being 13 years there, apparently he's taken time off to be with his family. I don't know what's happened there. Another doctor's left the medical team. Can we?
And he's been there for 13 years.
13 to 14 years. And he's gone. I don't believe it's to do with family. Again, I think there's something's happened again with Todd Bowley and the whole medical team yet again. He went and fired the whole medical team. And this is another one who lasted probably the most out of them all there. And now he's gone.
I'll check on it to see if I can find. If you have anything, you can send it to me on X. So,
my friend actually WhatsApped me. He's a massive Chelsea fan, isn't it? Big up to Gavin, by the way. That's his name, Gavin Hodes. He's the one who messaged it to me. Like me, he goes to a lot of the Chelsea games, and he basically just sent that message to me on a WhatsApp. And he said to me, "Yeah, they can't believe it. After 13 years of him being at the football club, he's gone." I mean, that's strange. It's a strange one.
Oh. Big up to Pulisic V Jr. who watched liked the video on Facebook. Thank you very much for doing that. Pulisic, thank you for watching. I don't know we have Pulisic on Facebook, but anyway, thank you Pulisic, Captain America, for watching my video. All right, so yeah, guys, we'll wrap up today. DJ Sub just broke some breaking news on the platform right now regarding Chelsea medical team. So we'll look into it and report that tomorrow when we come live. Get your notification icon active at all time, like I said, so you don't miss anything from us when you go live tomorrow. Go ahead, DJ.
I'll message you the person, mate. I'll tell you the guy who it is. I'll send it to you on X.
All right,
all right, bro.
Yeah, DJ. If you know the guy can come on, he doesn't have to. If he can come on my show one of these days, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
If you can
I'll
come
mention
on
it to him.
Yeah,
I've told him many times to come on streams. The guy's fully Chelsea. I think you got my knowledge.
Yeah.
This guy's been a fan of Chelsea for many. He goes to games like I do. He follows him for a long time. And I've tried to get him before to come on platforms. He goes, he's going to come. But I think work commitments and family commitments kind of like stops it a little bit for him, which is understandable in that way. But I will try and get him on. But he was the one who just sent me that news. And what I'll do is I will message that news of who the person is, and you can go and check it as well.
Perfect.
Right,
We still got 6 of us watching live on YouTube. That's a good thing. If you're just joining us tonight, if you haven't subscribed to our platform, we'll go through every news that you can talk about in the Premier League and the African Cup of Nations. So yes, if you're just joining us, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe also, and for the if it's the first time watching us here, we'll be back again tomorrow. Usually 5 o'clock UK time. And also 12 o'clock my time here. So we'll catch you guys again. DJ Saf, it's been a wonderful day. KLC said, been a good stream, guys. Thank you very much at KLC as usual.
And everyone that's watching, I don't know how many on there because I can't see how many's on there. Please subscribe and smash the like. What this guy does for our community, guys. You know, he's always part of the Chelsea community. Please subscribe and smash the like button for him. Regards to your family, bruv. And you take care of yourself. Catch up with you soon.
You too. I'll see you soon.
Peace, bro.
Right.
Peace out.
Peace out. Bye-bye. All right, guys, so we are done for the stream today. KLC, I want to love you forever. KLC said, okay. Nah, I'm not saying it. KLC, come on, man. Keeping it real, Chelsea. Thank you very much for being on the stream today. KFC, thank you very much for being on the stream today. DJ Staff, much love to you. Gula Mustafa, much love to you guys. Leo Desperandons, like I always say, hang on to hope, and I'll see you guys the same time tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye for now. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV.